Wheelbite is insane. Wheelbite is insanity. Bunch of failure shoves. Replay game's gonna watch this and be like, why is he doing a bunch of failed shoves? Woo. Woo. Whoop, whoop. Replay gang. Waiting for some folks to come on in here, chat. Waiting for some folks to come on in. It's 8 shit on that one. Manual to the entrance. Woo! God damn. God damn, chat. Walk with me, chat. Walk with me. You know what? I want to get back on that curb before I walk with y'all. Before I get into this segment. Ooh, not enough speed. Okay, stars. Wait for some people to come on in here. There's been a change though recently. Any creators out there, let me know if you've been noticing. But it is something that I've observed with many different creators. There's definitely been a change, an algorithmic change. Yeah, we can go over there. There's been an algorithmic change lately, so I don't know what they are doing too much or doing in the back end when it comes to YouTube. But a pattern I have been seeing with like multiple, to be honest, all channels. It's been all channels. So it could just be like an algorithmic thing right now, or YouTube making some updates in the back end, but that's what you got going on. But like, never fight an algorithm because you won't win. It's fucking computer analyzed and fucking bots and shit like that. So, put on subs, chat. But yeah. So we out here getting some activity. We're unlocking a quick StarCast report for y'all right now, and then we are going live. We're gonna be at the park. We're putting in some paint and things of that nature. So with that being said, I want to get into this StarCast report. It's gonna be a little bit extensive, as the moon just entered Capricorn from Sagittarius. See if I can post y'all up real quick. Let me see what I can do. From Sagittarius. Hold on. Let me see if I can leave y'all in the corner. There you go. So the moon is transitioned from Sagittarius into Capricorn. It's gonna be an interesting time. You guys be mindful of in terms of, it's crazy. It's got a weird AI thought, which I have to do a video on soon, which I had a conversation with. I'm getting a lot of requests about what I think about AI and the future and things of that nature when it comes to music, business, and even astrology, like videos like this, right? And one thing I do want to say too regarding that is, there's always going to be a level of intuition that's incorporated with, like with astrology. You know, despite it being a science, there are individuals who've led and caused and ushered in certain paths that did utilize their own intuition and their own insights and things of that nature, their own creative abilities, and these things help enhance that of the science, because it is an as above so below correspondence. So there's a lot that makes sense when you reference it in that mannerism. You see, so the thing with astrology is that a lot of the AI and like the internet and the integration, that's going to be very good for it, but I don't think it will stop the engagement and the interaction and the actual lessons and the ability to thrive and want to learn overall, just based upon the human interaction and being able to understand where the other person's coming from. That's something within astrology I think that's important. You know, not just going super computer based or based off of a computer or something generated. But with that being said, there has been a lot of insights that we have seen with the AI revolution coming forward, moving forward, that you know, even I've seen involving astrology as well, that's been super beneficial. You know, birth chart stuff, breaking things down in terms of mannerisms, meanings. But I think to get people to understand transits and to understand energies and navigating them, I think that requires a level of teaching and an aspect of humanity, right? So a lot of the people who dictate and you know, show you guys how energies are going to maneuver and things of that nature within astrology, I think that's a very important thing, because I don't think that's something that, yeah, AI can give you an interpretation, but someone's real experience and real pattern, which is the whole like thing about astrology, is the ability to predict and following patterns and cycles. And when you get good at that, that does become a true skill set. And I do think that's like something that is rarely irreplaceable, right? Of course, AI can be crazy, you know, is super powered by this computer, that computer, etc., with algorithms that are, you know, super fast or whatever the case may be. That stuff is cool, that's fine. But understanding the history of it and the actual hands-on experience that teachers and astrologers or certain psychics and intuitives like myself may have and things of that nature. Even when it comes to tarot, I don't think that I would ever listen to some tarot insights from an AI. So that just goes to show, when it comes to certain things like that, I think substance is needed, especially within the realms of spirituality. So that's very much important. But with that being said, guys, you know, this is continuing. This is in alignment to the whole StarCast report with the whole moon in Capricorn, sun in Libra. Right, understanding your, and I named it understanding your role, because Capricorn with the moon in Libra, with the sun in Libra, you know, it's understanding people, places, and things. You know, the position within your position and how you act amongst others, which is a very important energy. So, with that being said, you have, like, with the moon in Capricorn, you're kind of understanding. You're coming into an understanding of your role. With the Earth energy, it's a mental understanding, and compared to a feeling, or compared to, you know, something external, something outside of yourself being seen. This is a mental understanding. So the digestive thought mentally, in terms of who you are, who you wish to be, and where you wish to go, with what people, places, and things that's regarding, right? And I think you're understanding all the people, places, and things right now in Libra, you know, the sun in Libra, that, you know, has been of benefit, that you want to uphold, that you want to, that you understand it holds and has a level of importance to you, right? Because with the moon in Capricorn, remember, it's a 10th house energy. It's all about what you want to uphold. It's your MC, right, within your astrology. And we should always strive to uphold something. But with the sun in Libra, we understand, you know, there's only certain people, places, and things and relationships that we even want to uphold, that we should want to uphold in the first place. So if they're not in alignment, you know, we can easily let them go. But we're seeing them right now, like, listen, what people, places, and things that are in alignment, that is okay, that you want to uphold, that you feel good upholding, right? That feels good with you coming into those connections with, you know, building those teams, those networks with And Libra deals with a lot of more than just friendships too, business deals, contracts, um, all those things, right? So what is the right, finding the right people is an important thing right now, that so it aligns with something that you're doing with, in business, right? So like this week, like, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're kind of upholding and seeing what you need to uphold or what you need to let go, possibly in business, right? There could be something like a hiring process, uh, um, a a call, a speak, some sort of vocation to where you have to where you lead it, where like it leads you to diplomacy, duplication, or pretty much communication in some way, shape, or form, to where you're communicating with another party, right? That level of communication, you'll see whether or not you need to uphold it or let go based upon whether that person, place, or thing that you're communicating to is in alignment to what you want to uphold, aka the moon in Capricorn right now. Um, this will be here. Obviously, from Capricorn, we transitioned from the moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius deals with wisdom, experience. It's that God signature, I like to say. Um, but even that, if you're not a believer in things of that nature, it's the reasoning behind things. It's like the why, right? And so because we're coming from Sagittarius, the why and the reasoning behind certain things are important. Um, upholding and letting go what's not resonant is an important thing. You can't just uphold things that aren't in alignment, so that for another person's sake, or whatever the case may be. So right now with the moon in Capricorn this week, starting off the week, you may really see like something may really hit you to where you realizing what you need to let go, like what you need to or what you need to build upon, what you need to uphold, right? Because you're seeing possible people, places, and things that have been delaying what you need to uphold. That's been slowing down what you've been trying to uphold, right? And in that process, sometimes it can be destructive on towards yourself, right? If it's not in the right mannerism. With that being said, we also have Mercury. Okay, Mercury is also in Libra, right on the Sun. So let me pull this up real quick. Yeah, Mercury is 19 degrees in Libra right now, right on the Sun as well, conjunct the Sun. So your forms of communication, how you act towards your relationships, is in alignment to how you're thinking about it and how you're communicating. If how you communicate and how you're acting isn't in alignment, then it's something that you have to recalibrate. If how you've been thinking hasn't been adding up to how you've been acting, then there's something that has to be reconfigured, okay? And that's an important thing to realize right now. Venus is also in Virgo, so this is going to be a transit. The Mercury and the Venus, will be here for possibly the whole October. Venus definitely. Mercury probably not the whole October, as it's already 19 degrees Libra. Mid-October, it should get out of there. But with Venus in Virgo, if you have a Venus in Virgo placement, you're probably likely one that's really analytical towards your finances or towards your relationships, especially your intimate relationships and your partners. Um, Possibly your business contracts and stuff like that as well. Try not to be super analytical. But with Venus here in this sign, it's there for you to be analytical. So if you notice some energy of like, oh, you know, it wants you to be over analytical and things of that nature, that's not a bad thing, right? There may be certain things with this transit. Let's see if I can get this camera for you guys. Yeah, that's cool. There may be certain things that within your relationships or with your finances that you actually have to reconsider right now. You have to be your own worst critic towards your finances. Try not to, like, you could gain some insights through your relationships that can help your finances right now, because it's Venus, and Venus is obviously the ruler of Libra and things of that nature. So and Taurus, so it kind of deals with people, places, and things, and developing a foundation. So like networking right now could help you develop, what you need to analyze, or maybe what you what you need to get it organized a little bit better, get a better routine, a little bit better structure. Yeah, so things are flowing a little bit more healthy in your life. So that's a very important thing right now. And you may notice, networking and meeting certain people, places, and things helps you helps you analyze that in a sense, to a way where you're kind of observing the people, places, and things in your life, and how that may affect your relationships, or what you can take from that to apply towards your relationships. right? Because there's a lot that you can learn from people, places, and things that you can apply, possibly or not, to your relationships, right? That you can learn from, whether it's good or bad. And like that's what you can take away from a lot of things. So be open to that. Be open to that. Of course, Jupiter is still in Cancer, which is a beautiful placement. Mars is now in Scorpio. So make sure you're going deep with your passions. 100%. There's no let up there with Mars and Scorpio. It's home. You know, obviously Aries and Scorpio there. It's Mars's ruler. So you probably have a lot more fire to go after what you want to go. You're probably going a lot deeper into the path that you want to pursue, and that is good. That is good. Wherever that leads in terms of business deals. Goddamn, business deals and contracts. That's definitely and infinitely what you want to look towards. So, and then Jupiter there. So like Jupiter will help expand whatever you got going on for yourself. Keep that in mind. Jupiter in Cancer is a very good omen right now. Just in terms of financial ability and just in terms of finance, there's a lot that is teaching us towards what we want to hone in. It's exalted in Cancer. So there's a lot that you're experiencing right now that's kind of taking you to the highest echelon of emotion. Let's just look at it like that, right? And whether you dictate that as good as bad, Jupiter will take you through the experience, and it's going to take you through it's going to take you through the greatest experience for you to feel at the utmost possible. So like it'll take, like, you'll go through some shit that'll be terrible, but it was meant for you to feel that way, and that feeling is happening for a reason. It's teaching you something, and whatever wisdom that is, you gotta learn to apply that to your life in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, guys, that's a little bit of this week's rundown. After we go from Capricorn, we're gonna go into Aquarius. Understanding what you want to uphold while the moon's in Capricorn may switch the energy a little bit when the moon goes into Aquarius in Libra, to where instead of seeing what we want to uphold and how we want to move forward, we may be tapping in, if we're comfortable enough, if we really process this moon in Capricorn, we'll be comfortable enough to initiate that emotion, to where when we get into Aquarius, we can actually possibly network or possibly communicate with said people, places, and things that we do or don't want to uphold, and that'll give us the clarity needed to where we can kind of we can either break a delusion or jump into some sort of fantasy with people, places, and things that are in alignment to you, right? And like fantasy it may sound like woo woo, but like fantasy is just, I say that to say it's like your desired outcome. So whatever your desired outcome would be, like don't expect, but allow that to kind of unfold without expectation, right? You kind of want to clear the baggage and clear any friction, so that way when the moon is in Aquarius, and then you can actually communicate with said people, places, and things, so that you can actually get a little bit mutable as the moon goes into Pisces. See where you guys need to pivot, get a little bit more adaptable, and things of that nature. But with that being said, guys, this is the extensive StarCast report. It's MP333. We Addy. Till the next one.